Welcome to the YouTube channel PCMB Tutorials. I hope you all are fine. Today we are going to learn class 9th chemistry chapter periodic classification part 6. Part 6. In this part we will start with the description of Mendeleev's periodic table. Means in previous part we have learned what a description of periodic table, drawbacks of Mendeleev's periodic table, achievements of Mendeleev's periodic table, etc. Today we will start with the modern periodic law. Fifth discovery, modern periodic law. Now, in this periodic law, this is the journey from Mendeleev to Moseley. HGJ Moseley. Now, HGJ Moseley did a remarkable job in the field of X-rays. X-rays are produced when fast moving electrons are bounded on different elements based on the various frequencies and of X-rays obtained. Moseley plotted two different graphs. In the first graph, he plotted the square root of the frequency. First graph, and over here second graph. First and second graphs. Here the square root of frequency with atomic weight. Zero, 4, 12, 18, 20, 24, 12, 16, 20, 24. And over here 0, 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. This first graph was the square root of the frequency, that is root n, of X-rays against atomic weights, and the graph it made was like this. Like this. The second graph was like this. This in the second graph he plotted the square root of the frequency of X-rays against the atomic number or atomic or number of electrons in neutral atom. Atomic number and root n frequency. And over he got like this, in which it meant that the second graph plotted for the frequency of X-rays versus atomic number was found to be uniform. So, he concluded that the fundamental property that should be considered was atomic number rather than the atomic weight. So now this rectified the defects of Mendeleev's periodic table. Now there is the Moseley's classification. Classification. In Moseley's classification, it is also called modern periodic classification. So, there are some headings in which we will learn the detail of this. First is the modern periodic law. Modern periodic law. The physical and chemical properties of elements are the periodic functions of their atomic numbers. The physical and chemical properties of the elements are the periodic functions of their atomic numbers. This was the law of Moseley, in which he explained that it is the atomic number, a more fundamental property of elements, which should form the basis of the periodicity in the properties of the elements. Second point is explanation of defects in Mendeleev's table. When the atomic number was made the basis of arrangement in periodic table, some discrepancies of Mendeleev's periodic table automatically vanished. So first was anomalous pairs. As we have learned in the drawbacks of Mendeleev. So anomalous pairs. The elements in the modern periodic table are now arranged in the increasing order of the atomic numbers. For example, the atomic number of Ar, argon, is 18 and that of K, potassium, is 19. Thus, the positions of these elements stand justified and they no longer remain anomalous pairs of the elements. Second was position in isotopes. Although isotopes of an element have different atomic masses, they have the same atomic number. So according to the modern periodic law, this should be allotted only one place in the table, as there were as was there in the Mendeleev's periodic table. The modern periodic table is also known as long form of periodic table, which is divided into 7 horizontal rows and 18 vertical columns. So, third is the modern periodic table. In modern periodic table, there are lanthanides, actinides, groups, periods, like that, transitional elements. The main features of modern periodic table: the fourth point by Mosley was main features of periodic table. The general features of the long form of periodic table are basis of classification, groups and periods, subgroups, normal or typical elements, transitional elements, active metals, active non-metals, non-reactive metals, lanthanides and actinides. And there are some interesting notes about periods which we will learn in part 7. I hope you've understood till this. Thank you for watching. Let's meet in part 7.